Hey, Repti family, wanted to introduce you to our bathroom as we just built this house not long ago. So everything's kind of in a work in progress. So what I want to show you is what we've done in this bathroom. And it's a rather big bathroom. It's kind of a weird bathroom as far as size-wise. It's way bigger than we ever need. It's like a room within a room. But as you can see, first thing, you're presented with a treadmill. And that's because we don't have the basement area fixed up for our exercise space. So we've got stuff kind of where it doesn't belong, but I'll give you a quick look here. This is our treadmill setup. Lizard Mama has her tablet right here, and then Yochi or some other one of our little critters gets to hang out there on a heating pad with some blankets and look out the window, or we can interact with them while we're exercising. So it helps pass the time when you're doing this, and the lizards love it, and they get a kick out of all the attention. So that's our exercise space for this room. We also have a couple of things here. This is a music box that just gives you, it's like a white sound noise generator, but what we have is it's a little nightlight with a bunch of different songs that you can play depending on what you want. So this is kind of nice. We can, kind of keep this as a little ambient background, but this is, if you can hear it, is kind of like the song for the lullaby. Another thing we have too, I'll turn this off so you can hear me, but as soon as the lizards hear that, they start to relax and get very comfortable. But what we have up here too is we have lights in different parts of the house, and you also notice these strips on either side of the doors. We have them over here and over here. These all mark the door frames. So those are glow-in-the-dark strips, so they get charged up when you have the lights on. And in the event of a power outage, we're able to do some stuff with that. But that's one of the safety features we have. Another thing we have here is we have all but two of our reptiles come up each night to this room. And these are two of the bigger enclosures because we have Kaya is on the bottom down here, and then Kara is on the top. So remember, we have the big rhinoceros iguana. That's her space, and she loves. These are in the middle of being cleaned, so we don't have all the blankets and cushions in there. So they're being washed, and we'll be putting those together later. But Kaya loves to sleep right there. She'll go in here and she'll do circles like a dog does, and she'll eventually come over here and get herself situated right there. And then she'll have her heat pad there, and she loves that during the night. And then Kaya, she likes to go underneath everything, so she likes to kind of burrow under and get comfortable that way. We also have up top here, we have just a little cleaning kit. So we've got your traditional 50 water vinegar mixture, white vinegar, which has been a big thing for us. That's what we use. We use baby wipes to keep things clean where we need to clean up messes. And we also have little doggy pads here too that you can buy anywhere. Just for some of the ones, sometimes we'll put those down under if we know they have more accidents more frequently. So the rest of this is where the bulk of the others, this is, we'll call it like we're going to call this the cozy cave, but it's sort of like, we'll call it the hotel for lizards at nighttime. So each one has their own little bed, and there are certain ones have different sleeping arrangements depending on what they like. But you can see these are the bigger ones. So these are all of our cheese. You have Azochi, Yochi, and Mochi. Over here is Pikachu and Miko and Kenji. So that's our banana pictonata. And this is two of our bearded dragons. A couple more bearded dragon ones over here. But each one has their own little comfy little preferences. So for Zochi, she likes to sleep on top, and then we just kind of cover her up with a blanket. Yochi, on the other hand, he's a burrower. He likes to get down under, so we have a lot of little blankets underneath where he can just kind of get comfortable, and he likes the weight of that little bed there on top of him, so it gives him that feeling of being under the rocks. And Mochi, she kind of goes both ways. She usually starts on the top, and then she'll get restless sometimes at night, and then she'll just find her way underneath or find a place to squeeze in on the side. And then for our bearded dragons and some of our other lizards, we have these little neck pillows that come with some of the baby blanket sets that we buy. So this is designed just to, kind of go around the baby's neck and keep them from, getting, when their necks aren't that strong, they can do that. But what we found, or lizard mama found, is if we put those in there and then we put our lizard's head right here, the rest of their body kind of just goes right into that U shape. They love it. They just lay there, they get comfortable, it supports them, and they have a lot of fun with that. And then we just cover them up with the blanket and go from there. So, and they'll stay in that position all night until we get them up. And then some of the other ones, like Kaizo, he's one of our senior citizens. He's a wild caught Sierra high vis. He's kind of like our orange lizard. He's older, and so is Malachi. He's one of our older ones as well, but each one has a little custom made we got some foam and we cut a little mattress out for them to fit these little enclosures there for them, and then we get them, they have a blanket to get covered up with. And then there's other ones that just like to have it just flat. So this is basically another pillow. You can see there's a pillow, but this is more of a dog bed kind of pillow that you would put on there. So we just cover it up with if they're big enough, we'll just take a pillowcase and cover them up that way. And then over here we just have, these little micro hotels, if you will. Again, they all have their own setups, but these are for a lot of our smaller lizards, and everybody gets zippered in and contained that way. And you can see, trying to squeeze in here a little bit to show you all of them. And then what we do for heat, to kind of control the temperatures, we have two basically heat blankets, and they just produce ambient heat. They're not direct heat for everybody. Some of the older ones do need to have a little bit of extra heat at night just because they're older and they just seem to be more comfortable that way. So those ones, as appropriate, will have heat. But that blanket we can set to a certain temperature, and we have one on this side, and then you can probably see up here, there's more heating that kind of goes down the back of them. So that just gives us a little bubble of heat for them to kind of get comfortable with. And as this is a small room, it can get heated up in here because we live in a cold environment. But we have these little devices in different parts of our reptile spaces. So this is just a Govee little temperature and humidity monitor. And if this goes above a certain temperature range, it'll send an alert to my cell phone, and we'll know that the temperature is either too cold or too hot, and we can come in here and adjust things appropriately. Again, here's another one in case the power's out. We have another little light that can be turned on to do that. We also keep a separate smoke detector in here, just in case, heaven forbid, something happened where fire might break out. And if it does, we have something in there handy right away to, help suppress it. So a little fire extinguisher. But on top, we have just oodles of storage for all the other different blankets, pillows, carriers. This one's heating blankets. These two are for all the extra blankets and different things, sheets and pillows. So anything we need, there's even some extra storage over here and down here to stuff more blankets as needed. And these are Lizard Mama's favorite spots for a lot of the lizards when they're sitting out. These are what she calls the chinny chin chins. Just basically a washcloth or a small little fluffy soft thing that you can fold up and just kind of tuck underneath their chins as they're sitting out basking on one of their cat stands or something, just to give them a little more comfort. But there you go. That is the Cozy Cave. This is going to have at some point a custom little sign on it that will say that. But yeah, this is where the lizards spend their nights and get comfortable, and we take them down each day. Well, there you go. I hope you enjoyed this little tour of what's going on, and we'll see you next episode. Thanks. Bye-bye.